Drake went live on Kick with Aiden Ross and straight up said, yeah, I'm working on a new album right now and it's a slap. Now, this ain't exactly news if you've been following him. He's hinted at this during his tour, but this confirmation is a signal. And let's be honest, after For All the Dogs and that joint tape with Party Next Door, which, let's be real, it leaned all the way into the late night sensual R&B vibes, Drake fans have been waiting for a proper solo bounce back. And the question on everyone's mind is, well, is he going to talk about Kendrick? Like, that's the main question that people are asking as far as a new album is concerned with Drake, right? And look, we all saw how the Kendrick beef ignited last year. And that energy is still very much in the air. And with that new R&B leaning collab tape, people are like, okay, all right, well, where's the rap? Where's the pressure at? Where's the boy at? You know, and this is where Drake's moves get really interesting. He knows the world is watching, right? Like, he knows that if he does address Kendrick directly, it's going to ripple through the culture, especially now that hip hop is starving for a real lyrical clash. But at the same time, Drake's a strategist, right? He doesn't rush into the beef unless it benefits his legacy. Aiden Ross pretty much asked Drake if he'd ever step into a boxing ring, and Drake instantly said no, but then he paused, smirked, and laughed, and asked who it would be against. Then he cut himself off. Now, that hesitation, that smirk, that laugh, yeah, we all know what that meant.
Still like, like she was like still like, yeah. Bro, oh my God. You in there? What's the bag?
Yeah.
Who do you want? Oh, I'm not even ask.
Eddie, we.
Who do you want me to fight?
Oh, I know who I want you to fight.
No, I wouldn't do that. If we're fighting, we'll fight at Hino's gym or something like behind closed garage doors.
Just talking about Kendrick. And then Drake says something that low-key says everything. If we're fighting, we'll fight at Hino's gym or something like behind closed garage doors. Translation, I don't need a show. If it's real, it'll be handled off camera. And that's vintage Drake, right? Like, low-key, coded messages, and mentioning Hino's gym, which, by the way, is where he's trained before. It wasn't just a casual shout-out. That was Drake reminding folks, you know, he's disciplined, he's prepared, he's not afraid of confrontation, but only on his terms. And, of course, he said this in a coded message. He said this in a subliminal. Now, Drake knows how to play with tension better than anybody else in the game, right? He's a master manipulator. He's a master of half-truths, hidden messages, sneak disses. They don't really have to say any names to land. You feel what I mean? He's stirring the pot. He's building anticipation, and most importantly, he's testing our appetite for a fight. Because if Drake comes for Kendrick on this new album, Drake, you might as well swing on, bro. If you're not bringing anything new to the table, you might as well just swing on him, okay? We all saw how it ended up last year. Not like us spun for like a year and is still spinning today. So yeah, you might as well swing on it. And let's be real, Drake may never throw a real punch, which, you know, he's an artist, why would he? But this upcoming album, now that's the real boxing ring. And every fan, especially the ones still holding on to Drake versus Kendrick, will be listening like it's a fight night. So now we wait. And all I know is that this next drop could be legacy defining. Now, the Drake stans will say, oh, y'all always want Drake to jump into beef mode, and that's not even his lane half the time. You know, he gives y'all bars when it matters and vibes when you need them. The whole idea that, you know, he's already proven that he runs the charts in the culture. You know, if you want to do an album, you feel what I'm saying? If you want to do an album and address him, cool. If you don't address him, that's cool. And Drake's smart, no doubt. But at some point, it's like enough with the subliminals and the strategy. If Kendrick's name is in the room, you either respond or admit you're not trying to go there. But, you know, hip-hop was built on that competition. And this upcoming album is the perfect time for him to snap and remind everybody he can actually rap with the best of them and not just sing hooks. And look, in a perfect world, if Drake and Kendrick actually agreed to do a celebrity boxing match to squash the beef, that would be wild, but also kind of poetic, right? Like, it's finally putting all that tension in the ring and letting it all literally play out. Forget the sneak disses, forget the IG captions, forget the diss records. Put on gloves and settle it like grown men. And honestly, it might be the most respectful thing that they could do. You fight, you dap up, you move on. Honestly, though, I think where the real accountability needs to be addressed, I think, is if Drake would agree to stop threatening lawsuits over lyrical shots, especially when he'd fired the first shot. That would show real accountability. And, you know, let's be honest, he's been the king of subliminals for years. But when that energy came back his way, suddenly legal action is on the table. That's not music, bro. That's not hip hop. If you're going to dish it, you got to be able to take it. So dropping the lawsuits, I feel like that would be a grown man move. He tells the world, yeah, we had our moment, but we're moving forward without dragging lawyers into the booth. What do y'all think? Is Drake finally going to go there on his next album? Drop your thoughts down below and hit that like if you're tuning in for the world words, and make sure you subscribe.
Still like,